joining me on your mats today for a Hatha flow. This flow in particular, we're going to be focusing on twists, and a little bit of core as well. So just really creating, that freedom in the spine and, moving the rib cage so we can, bend sideways and just twist with a little bit more freedom. So I hope you enjoy. As always, if you have anything going on with your back, take it easy, don't go as deep and really just listen to your body. Okay, so sit nice and tall. Take a moment here to just fully arrive into the space on your mat, in your body. Perhaps taking note how you're feeling right now as far as your energy level, the quality of your breath, your mind. And start to deepen the breath, breathing in and out through the nostrils. And then on your next inhalation, sweep your arms out and up, and then take a twist to your right. You can take your right hand behind your back so the fingertips touch the floor. Left hand can come to your leg or to your knee. Shift your gaze slightly back. And then come back to center. And then switch. Two more breaths. Use your inhales to sit a little bit taller, lengthen the spine a bit more. Exhale, twist. Final one. And then as you come back to center, stretch your arms. Exhale, take your left hand to the floor and take that side stretch here. Make sure that that left sit bone doesn't follow you. Come back to center, breathe in and switch sides. So again, as you bend to the side, make sure both sits bones stay rooted and pressing down firmly on the ground. Come back to center, breathe in. As you breathe out, I want you to fold here. So take your hands to the floor. You can shake your head yes and no. Open and close your mouth. And then walk the hands back. And then switch your legs. Bring the opposite shin in front. Sit tall. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, twist to your right. Once again, see if you can go a little deeper. Stay active through your twist. Inhale, look up, stretch, lengthen. Exhale, switch sides. 3 mindful breaths. Remember, the breath is always your foundation. It sets the rhythm. Inhale back to center. Exhale, right hand to the floor. Reach up and over. Watch so that shoulder is not collapsing. So wrap your shoulder back and down. It's okay to gaze to the floor if that feels better on your neck. Breathe in and breathe out. Switch sides. Breathe from that hip point all the way to the fingertips. Creating a space in the side body. Last one. And breathe in, center, breathe out, fold. So fold a little deeper, but you may notice that because you switched your legs, you know, it can feel slightly different. I know I tend to cross my legs the same way all the time. So when I switch, it feels awkward, sometimes actually uncomfortable. So even if you have to sit with discomfort for a little bit, that's okay. Then walk the hands back. Windshield wipe your legs a little bit. Good, and then we're gonna come to a tabletop, to all fours. So if you're familiar with my classes, you know that I tend to start slow, you know, just taking the time to open up the body, to start to warm up. And then we're gonna move through a few cat and cows here. Move organically, move like you. So what I mean by that is that if you wanna add other movements, you have the freedom to do that, friends. Choose what best serves you, right? Choose what works for your body today at this moment. What you choose today may not be what you choose tomorrow or that works for you tomorrow. So that's why it's important to listen, to be able to quiet the mind. Just a couple more rounds here. And then come back to a neutral spine, so bringing, you know, those hips back over the knees and the shoulders over the wrists. We're gonna thread the needle. So you're gonna inhale, raise your right arm. Exhale, thread your right arm under. Bring your head to the floor or a block. So if your head is not touching the floor, slide the block under. You can keep your left hand on the floor. You can extend your left leg out to the side and maybe you just raise your arm, or you take a half bind here. Again, you can, you know, always try a variation, a bind, but if that feels too uncomfortable to the point that you can't breathe, right, that you cannot relax into the pose, then go back to the basics. We have another 2 mindful breaths here. Take your left hand back under the shoulder, press yourself back to that tabletop. Inhale, raise your right arm up. Exhale, reach the fingers in front of you. Extend your left leg behind you. Find your balance here first. Just on the belly, and then bend your knee, grab a hold of your foot or your ankle, taking a little quad stretch here. But think about rotating the rib cage like you're twisting. So peeling the chest open. Slowly release. Move through cat and cow. Take 3 more rounds. And then find a neutral spine. If you feel ready, take an inhale. Raise your left arm, exhale, thread the needle. Try to keep those sits bones in line with the knees, and then whatever variation you took on the other side, see if it works here. If not, again, modify. Honor yourself, honor your body. A couple more breaths here. And then take that hand under the shoulder. Press yourself to your tabletop. Inhale, raise your left arm. Exhale, reach the fingers in front of you. Extend your right leg behind you. Take a moment to pause to stabilize. And then bend your knee, grab a hold of your foot or your ankle. Keep pressing through the palms so you're not collapsing into your shoulder. And then slowly release. Press up and back to downward facing dog. Take a moment, paddle the feet, shake the head yes and no. Start to walk towards the top of your mat. Take an inhale, press your hands on your shins, lift halfway, make sure you're toning that belly, and then fold. One more time, breathe in, lengthen, create space. Breathe out to fold. Inhale to rise. Come to your tippy toes. Lift your heels, find your balance. Pull the belly in, lengthen your tailbone towards the floor. Now twist to your right. Make sure the hips are not following you. Come back to center, inhale. Twist to your left, exhale. So again, make sure the hips don't twist with you. Keep your hips squared. One more breath. Come back to center. Sit low, chair pose. One breath here. And then diverse pose. Lift your heels. Keep your chest open, torso parallel to the floor. Sit back into chair, inhale. And fold, exhale. Breathe in to lengthen. Breathe out to step to plank. We're gonna hold it here for 3 breaths. Two more. Keep toning those squats, press the palms, pull that belly in. Either bring your knees down or lower in one piece. Inhale, Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, Downward Dog. So remember, modify as you need. So your knees can always come down to the ground to flow. Otherwise, you resist the weight of your body as you lower down, keeping those shoulders down on your back, the elbows hug in, the belly stays strong. So remember, you want to lower your chest and your hips at the same time. Make sure you're not collapsing. Bend your knees, look forward, make your way to the top of your mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Feet hip width. Inhale, rise, come to your toes. We've been here before. Keep lifting your heels as high as you can. Open twist to your right. Inhale, center, and twist to your left. Come back to center, inhale, sit low, exhale, diver's pose, inhale, chair pose, exhale, take one more breath in, and fold. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, plant your hands, make your way to your downward dog by taking your float or a skip. Back bend of your choice. Downward dog. We're gonna move through this sun salutation variation one more time. Just building some heat, preparing the body. Ground yourself here in your downward dog. Then bend your knees, look forward. Come to the top of your mat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise. Lift your heels. Open twist. See if you can follow that right hand. Gaze back. Come back to center. And to the left. Breathe in. Breathe out, sit low. Inhale to divers. Exhale to chair. Take another big breath in here. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, step back, plank, hold. So we're going to stay in the plank shape here. Remember, you can always drop down to your knees and just hold it there. Now, without lifting your hips, take your right knee to your left elbow and twist and switch sides. Keep going here. You don't have to move fast. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Flow or press back, downward dog. One more breath. Step your right foot forward. Take your left knee to the ground. We're gonna open twist. One more breath here. Slowly frame your foot. Curl the back toes under. Take a pyramid pose. Opening the back of the legs, the chest. Use your blocks if you need them. Remember to plug your right hip back, left hip forward. And then step your left foot to meet your right. Breathe and lengthen. And breathe out, release. You may notice that the back of your right leg may feel already a little bit longer. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, step your right foot back, take your knee to the ground, and then open twist. Really lean back here. And then slowly release, Find 2 straight legs with pyramid pose. Be kind to yourself, to your body. Support yourself in any way that you need. See if you can just feel the pose. Notice what's shifting. And then step your right foot to meet your left. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, fold. Remember, you can bend your knees generously here. If you can, wrap your arms behind your legs. And then just take 2 more breaths here. Let your head hang. And then slowly press through the feet. Inhale to rise. Hands to the heart center. So we're gonna take a chair pose. I always like to give options, right? I prefer to do chair pose with my feet hip width and my knees stay hip width, but you can always bring your big toes to touch and keep a tiny little sliver between your heels, but make sure your knees are squeezed together if you choose to do this variation. So there's no right or wrong, it's just what, you know, best serves you. So first, sit low, bring the fingertips to the floor. That's how low you want to sit, and then bring the hands to the heart. Keep your chest open. Make sure you're not crunching into the low back or tucking the tailbone. Just neutralize. Keep it nice and long, spacious. Then either opening your arms or hooking your elbow outside your left leg. Make sure that right knee is not poking forward, so keep your hips squared and leveled. Sit an inch lower, weight towards your heels. Come back to center and fold. Grab your elbows with opposite hands. Just take 1 more breath here. Sit low once again, hands to the heart. Take a breath in. Exhale, hook your left elbow outside your right leg, square off the hips. Stay, press firmly through the palms. 1 more. Come back to center, inhale, and fold as you exhale. Breathe in to lengthen. Breathe out, step your left foot back. This time, keep your knee off the ground if you can. If not, bring your knee down. Take that twist. And then slowly release. Find 2 straight legs once again. And then from here, we're just gonna start to open into our triangle pose. So your right hand can come to the floor, a block, or to your shin, right? So the idea is to keep the chest open. So if you notice your chest is facing the floor, walk your hands a little bit higher. Scoop the right hip under. One more breath here. Lead with your left hand, come all the way up. Just pivot your right foot. Lace the fingers behind your back or grab a towel. Inhale, exhale, fold. Rinse those knuckles away from your spine. One more. your hands to the floor. Take an inhale, lengthen. Exhale, walk your hands towards your left foot. So you're facing the back of your mat now. Raise your left arm, open twist. One more breath here. Frame your foot, straighten your front leg, two straight legs, pyramid pose. Find something new here. Go a little deeper into the shape. Keep the upper body soft and easy as you release tension. Final one. You're going to start to open and reach that arm up towards the ceiling for that triangle pose. That left hip scoops under as your chest opens, legs are nice and firm. One more breath here. Press through your feet, slowly come all the way up. Good, pivot your foot once again. Take your hands to your hips. Inhale, and then exhale, hinge at the hips and fold a little bit more. All right, so now you're gonna add a little bit of twist here as well. So remember, we're twisting a lot today. So you're going to take your left hand to your right shin or to your ankle, whatever works for you. And then raise your right arm to the sky. Make sure the hips are not following. Try to keep the hips level. And the weight is shifting a little bit more into the toes. So use that left arm to really bend your elbow, pull into the leg and raise your arm up, or wrap it around and take a bind. And release, come back to center, and switch. Take another 2 mindful breaths here. And mindfully release, breathe in to lengthen, breathe out, walk your hands to your right foot, step back plank, flow, or take downward dog. Take 3 breaths, whether you are in downward dog or child's pose. Another breath here. Raise your right leg, step your right foot forward. Inhale, rise, warrior 1. So you're bending that front knee, square off the hips. So wrap hip, right hip wraps back. Breathe here. Lace the fingers behind your back. You're gonna go into humble warrior. So fold. Let your head relax completely. Again, take your knuckles away from your spine, just opening the shoulders a bit more here. Release your hands to the floor. Find 2 straight legs once again. Some of you may need to shorten the stance a little bit. So we're gonna take a revolved triangle here. So a block, I actually always like to use a block for this pose. So a couple of options. Your left hand can stay on the inside of your foot for a little bit more challenge. Your hand comes outside your foot, so to the outer edge, whether you're using a block or not. So respect your body. You can just take your right hand to your hip first and then start to rotate to that rib cage. Make sure the hips are squared and the sacrum is level. Or you can even extend your arm up towards the ceiling. Take another breath here. Slowly release. Just walk your hands towards the long side of your mat. Breathe in to lengthen. As you breathe out and fold, walk the hands in front of you like a downward dog, even if you stay on your fingertips. And then let your hips shift back. So shift the weight towards your heels. So your hands reach forward, your heels and hips reach back. Just let your chest relax, your neck, your jaw. Walk the hands back to center, breathe in, lengthen, breathe out, walk your hands to your left foot, plant your right heel, inhale, rise, warrior one. 3 breaths here. Relax your shoulders. Keep the foundation strong. Another one. And then lace your fingers, breathe in, create space, and breathe out, humble warrior. Relax the toes, firm up the quads. Hands release, straighten both legs. Again, adjust your stance if you need. And then keeping your right hand on the floor or your block. Left hand can start on your hip. And then you can always raise your arm up to the sky. See where you are today, what's available to you. One more breath. And release. Turn all 10 toes towards the long side of your mat. Breathe in to lengthen. Breathe out to fold. Grab your elbows with opposite hands. And then take an inhale, lengthen. Exhale, walk your hands towards your right foot. Step back to your plank. Take that final flow, or just meet me in downward dog. And then slowly come down to your knees. Find a seated position. Sit nice and tall. So we're going to do a little bit more core here. So you can keep your heels on the ground or you can hover the shins. Just make sure your hip flexors are not taking over, that you're engaging strongly through the belly. Another thing to watch is that you don't round your spine too much. So lift, remember the chest stays free and open as you lean back. Excuse me. And then extend your arms in front of you. Inhale, raise your arms up to the sky. Exhale, press your palms. Bring the hands about shoulder height. So very slow and controlled. Follow your breath. Maybe just raise one leg. Two more. You can switch. Last one. Beautiful. Hug your shins in, lengthen that spine, especially that low back. Come back to that modified boat pose. So again, you can always float your shins, but I think I want to focus really on good form here and moving it slow with control. Take your hands to the heart center. Focus on engaging that belly and then slowly twist to your right. Hold it here. Inhale, center, and to the left. Take another inhale. Exhale, center. Inhale, twist. Exhale, center. Last one. Reach your arms, lean back a little bit more. Hold it here for 3, for 2, and 1. Good. Extend your, lengthen the spine once again. Good. And now we're going to do a final seated twist. Yes, we're going to twist one more time, friends. So you'll see like why we've done a lot of work, you know, opening the hamstrings and twisting and activating the core. So you can just bend your left knee, sit nice and tall first. So you do have the option to just twist here seated, right? So we're going to be seated and then we're going to add a little bit more. So this is your traditional twist, similar to what we did, you know, earlier. Level 2, you're going to take your left hand to the outer edge of your foot. Right hand comes behind your back. So again, make sure you're not rounding. Sit tall and then start to raise that right leg. Flex your toes. Maybe this is where you stay. Otherwise, extend your leg all the way. Your hand can stay behind your back or you can raise your arm about shoulder height and twist. Gaze towards the right hand. One more breath. Slowly come back to center and release. Keep that knee bent, that left knee bent, but just take your foot to the inside of your leg. Sit tall, rock the hips back a little bit, and then fold. Releasing the low back. Relax as much as you can here. There's no really effort here in this pose. Of course, you're still engaging through the leg, the belly, waking up the toes. But there shouldn't be struggle, right? And then mindfully release. So we're gonna go into the other side. So just bend your right knee, walk that left heel as close as you can. Sit tall, left hand behind your back. Right hand comes to the outer edge of your left foot. Extend your leg or keep the knee bent. First, start to rotate your rib cage. Maybe the hand walks away from you a little bit more. You can extend your leg all the way. Maybe raise your arm. Stay with your breath. Inhale, center. Exhale, release your leg. Find that Janushirshasana on the left side. Breathe in, lengthen, square off the shoulders, and then fold as you walk your hands. Either rest them on your mat, on your shin, around your ankle, or even around your foot. Mindfully release. We're gonna take a little butterfly, but I want you to walk your hands away, not your hands, your feet away from you a little bit more. So create more of like a diamond shape with your legs. You can even again sit on the edge of a blanket or a block. Round your spine and fold. So maybe you place a block on your feet and just rest your forehead. I like to thread my arms under my legs, just relax my shoulders a bit more. Three more breaths here. And then slowly, if you feel ready, release the pose and just come down to your backs. Give yourself a nice hug. If there's anything else you wish to do before your final relaxation, please honor that. Otherwise, just extend your legs, your arms, close your eyes, find your natural breath once again. Give yourself permission to just let go, to receive. May you have peace, may you be happy, may you be free. From my heart to yours, namaste.